Hi guys, welcome back to the SquareWine Spirits channel, where we introduce you to wine and spirit professionals who give us the inside track on all the great items that we have here at SquareWine Spirits. As you know, we're all about the masks, but just so that you can hear and see us a little bit better, we are going to disrobe. Toss that aside for now. Today we have John Henry, who is the co-founder of Buho Mezcal, which is a fantastic product that we sell a ton of here at SquareWine Spirits. It's an old favorite of mine.
Thank you.
We've known each other for a long time.
A few years.
A few years. Makes me feel a little bit old.
Before we get started, what's the deal with the glitter?
Oh, I'm Kylie Jenner.
Oh, gotcha.
No, I'm just kidding.
I'm not on Instagram, so I didn't know.
No, I'm just joking. I'm back from the dead, guys. It's Dia de los Muertos. No, I am back from the dead, but we're celebrating Dia de los Muertos so that we can pour one out for our homies. We'll get into that a little bit later, what we're celebrating. This week is Halloween. We're obviously filming pre-Halloween, but we want to celebrate that since we are celebrating a Mexican spirit today, right? So in the spirit of spirits, let's get started. John, why don't you tell us a little bit more about your background? John is like the king of craft spirits. If anybody who knows anything about craft spirits knows John Henry's name. So tell us a little bit briefly about your background.
First of all, thanks for having me.
Of course, thanks for
So
coming.
great to see Long Island City blossoming as we speak around us. I've been a spirits sort of whisperer, I guess I would call it, for a long time. I worked for Partida Tequila. Before that, I worked for Sauza. I had the privilege of working for Maker's Mark for about 10 years. So when TJ, my partner, came to me after a training at Union Square Cafe, where he was sous chef, and said, hey, I want to do a farm-to-table Hawken restaurant. I want to start my own mezcal brand. Are you in? Took me 5 seconds to say, I'm in, I'm all in. And that's the start of the Buho Mezcal.
Sweet. Just so you guys know, John is like a serious advocate for Long Island City, for craft brands.
Queens boy myself.
Queens boy himself. He has been a super supporter of SquareWine and Spirits, all things small business, all things YMCA for us.
Been here for the charity events and for the grand opening. I was honored.
He's been really fantastic to us. So we are honest. I am honored to call him a friend and a colleague, and I'm really excited that you're here today so we can talk about your awesome brand.
That's a hug-worthy intro, but I have to restrain myself right now. Right, there we go.
So, what of all the brands and spirits that you've, worked for over the years, when you finally had the opportunity to have your own brand, why mezcal?
I think mezcal really encapsulates everything about craft spirits. There's some research that's shown it's the original craft spirit, even predates the Spanish before they brought copper distillation. I think it's the perfect embodiment of taking tradition and culture, using what you have in the land, and making a good liquid food out of it. Agaves themselves, the word means noble, agave, it has a Greek origin, but it's a really cool plant, makes a really cool spirit.
Yeah.
And for me, mezcal is the real deal.
Yeah, it is a really beautiful plant.
Yeah, I think there's a statuesque kind of quality just to looking at them in the fields. Right?
Is it considered a succulent?
Such a good question. Yes and no.
Okay.
It's not a cactus.
Because it's like a fruit?
It's not a cactus.
Okay.
It's sort of a succulent, but it's actually part of the lily family, in the flower family, and then the asparagus in the vegetable.
Oh my god, I did know that. The asparagus. That's right.
I'd say you can kind of like say it's the cousin of aloe, but generally it's a very unique plant.
Right. Okay. Interesting. So on that note, agave is kind of complicated. We're not going to get into all that. It reminds me a lot of grapes, actually, in that people don't realize that, Merlot, Pinot, Cab, Chard, those are all different types of grapes, like apples, Fuji,
Exactly.
Jazz, Granny Smith, Empire, agave.
These are great metaphors and analogies you're bringing up, because if there's one thing I'd like the viewer, and hopefully you're tasting with us too, to know is this is liquid food. This is literally liquid earth. This is so much closer to grapes and to other food types, even teas, than, let's say, your typical industrial product that's out there. So that's a fun point of departure right now.
So we have some of the different agave types with us. Tobala is actually one of my favorites.
Nice.
I love Tobala. I don't know why, but I know why.
It's got almost like an espadine cubed quality, so it's like espadine on steroids.
Yeah, exactly. Espadine on steroids. I love that. So we have currently which are like the, how would you call them? Like the
We call
especial.
Right, we call it the especial. Thank you very much. Or the black bottle especial.
So we currently at Square, we kind of alternate them out throughout the year, depending on how I'm feeling, and depending on the time of year. So right now we have the
Quiche.
Quiche.
Or the quiche.
Quiche, and we have the Tobala Espadine. So it's the green one and this orange one here, but there is another range, and I can special order those for you if there's anybody I have done that for people in the past, that we specifically have ordered some of these black bottles for people that they really wanted. So, can I taste some of these?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's start off with the Espadine.
So this is the straight.
So this is our core product. I like to say Espadine's kind of like maybe a Sauvignon Blanc or a Chardonnay. It's more common. We have cultivated and naturally grown plants. Mezcal artisanal, single family, single source. If you really want to talk about organic before organic was even categorized, I'd say you look at Mezcal artisanal as a category.
And John, can you remind people that tequila is agave also?
Such a great question, and that's the number one question I always get asked. Where's the relationship between tequila and mezcal? Let's just say tequila is the most famous of the mezcals. I like to say it's the mezcal that went Hollywood, maybe the mezcal that went George Clooney, so to speak. But Mother Mezcal, as I like to call it, that's more like, I don't know, let's just call Mother Mezcal sort of like the Gena Rowlands of the category, right? She's the grandmother of the independents, and she's still out there and she's still kicking. So there's about 50 different types of agave, and tequila has to be made from one type of agave called the Weber Blue agave or the agave azul. So two other things that always come up: type of agave, how it's made. Mezcal artisanal is roasted on the ground in a fire pit for about a week. Alas, that's where you get a little bit of that smoky flavor coming.
That's like one of the most important things, in my opinion, to understand about mezcal.
And some people like it and some don't, but it's really good as food pairing, especially if you're having something grilled, anything like a coal-fired pizza. It's really good with Manhattan clam chowder too. So again, the type of agave, how it's cooked, and where the agave comes from. There are 9 states that mezcal currently has a nomination of origin for. Tequila only has 5. And tequila's most famous one is Jalisco. Tequila's actually a town. The old bottles of tequila used to say Mezcal de Tequila. So there is an overlap relationship.
Yeah.
But again, I like to say these are about 1 to 2% of the overall tequila business. This is Mother Tequila, or Mama Mezcal, going back to the earth.
So
That's
really
what
quickly,
mezcal
I want to mention on the tequila note, because tequila is a place.
Yes, tequila is a place.
Mezcal's not a place.
Mezcal is a protected nomination of origin from Mexico. You could make agave spirits in Australia or California, you can make them in Texas, but you're not allowed to call it mezcal. Mezcal is protected nomination.
Oh, it is a place? Oh, it is a place. Oh my God.
No, mezcal's not a place.
Oh, it's not a place. Oh my God, you scared me.
It's a protected nomination of origin.
Okay, nomination of
Tequila
origin.
is actually a town.
Tequila is a town. Okay, okay, thank you. Oh my God, he scared me. I thought my career was ruined.
It's all right. We're always learning. And I
always
think
learning.
The other thing I should say about mezcal, probably 90% of your mezcals are coming from Oaxaca.
Yes.
One of the 9 states.
Yes.
And ours is made in Santiago Mazatlán. It's called the mezcal capital of the world. Good water source there. We also have really good roads to get in and out. And we have a family that makes 4 different palenque based, all the same recipe, but they've built 4 palenques. The mom and the 2 daughters are actually working in the business now too, which is
nice.
Great. We're happy to see we've grown as they've grown. So I like to say we're a single family, single source, all natural mezcal artisanal.
And really quickly, let's talk about the owl.
Yeah, let's talk about the owl. Such a good question.
This stuff is dangerous though.
I always
I'm
forget.
Just sipping. I'm just
I always
sipping,
forget to
sipping.
address. We had a tattoo artist named Thomas Hooper do this for us, and you can see it's the piña, right? That's the shaved agave. We have the owls going off left and right, and they're in the penca shape, which is the arm of the agave, right? The sharp stalk that sticks out, and you can see the agave flowers. There's the agave in the field. It's kind of a cool little sort of like old Gothic, old traditional, but it brings it into the current age.
It
so
makes
we're really
great
happy.
merch too. You have merch on the site?
Yes, we do. And if you want any special merch,
What's the site, John?
email.
Email.
Info at elbuhomezcal.com. We'll take care of you. Thank you.
What's next?
All right, so let's go into the quiche. Quiche is a fun, especially for wine lovers and wine geeks like you. The quiche is fun because it really shows a vegetal side. So going back to some of the origin things here, I said 50 different types of agave, give or take. You'll see mezcal made from. You'll see about 15 to 20 of them in the States. We're now up to 9 different varietals we have out. Quiche is one of my favorites. Though, let's get jealous about this. Right? I like because it represents the vegetal quality of the agave. There's some smoke because that's the cooking process, but the agave really shows forward. And if there's a statement about a buho, we always want the agave to show forward. The hand of the maker, we're a little bit lighter on the smoke, and we get some spice in the middle. So you get a beginning of the agave, sometimes tropical, a little bit of spice, sometimes chili, sometimes salt, sometimes cocoa, and then you get the smoke on the backside.
Oh, he hit all those nails on the head. That chili cocoa is really nice.
And you get that sort of green banana-y, grassy thing. Sometimes, and what's fun about the varietals too, Megan, they change over time. Depends upon what you've eaten, what the temperature is outside.
I believe it.
Sometimes this reminds me a little bit of a construction site in the summer. You know, you walk past it, you feel that coolness.
Yep.
There's a little bit of that earthy, kind of limey.
You get a little bit of the dirt, you get a little bit of the wood, you get a little bit of the steel kind of coming through.
Very much showcases the plant. And the actual quiche itself looks like you'd probably think it's a yucca. It doesn't really look like the spiky kind type. Yeah, it's kind of interesting. And it's more tubular when they shave them down before they cook them. Yeah,
That's fun. That's the first time I've had this one.
You could see how wine lovers really like that.
Because the nuance is just like, I mean, you just get something every single time.
I'm glad you like it. I thought you would. And that's 93.2 proof, which is amazing because our core product is 86. And I think the varietals kind of bring in a little bit more play. You don't actually taste the alcohol as much.
Oh, it's smooth.
Quiche is fun. Really good pairing too with some of the healthier foods. A lot of people like salads, you know, anything grilled, fish. It's really good with ceviche. Things like that.
Yeah.
All right, so let's move on because we're in a drinking game here, right? That's what we do. Tobala. Tobala is fun, like we mentioned before. I guess in some ways it's like espadine on steroids. It's a little bit of a smaller version of the espadine. It's a little greener. It does look a lot more like an olive.
Oh, you have the plants on here?
Yes, we do. And you can kind of see what it looks like, right? It's a little spikier. It almost has like a sawtooth thing on it.
Let's see.
You can see there's
like a hedgehog. Oh, it kind of looks like a Christmas cactus.
Yeah, good. Right, exactly, because you got all those extra little kind of plant things coming
Plant mom.
And we used 85% Tobala and 15% Espadín. This is the house mezcal that our family, the Mendez family, sells to restaurants in Oaxaca City.
I'm just going to show them really quickly this one. But you guys can come into the store and look at it yourselves too.
Yeah, I'm going to leave these bottles around so you can sample some people.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Cool. Yeah, so you like the Tobala? Dig in. Tell me what you think.
Wait, and pour for me.
Oh, God forbid. I'm going to pour heavy on this one.
I think it's the salinity that gets me. I don't know, as I age, I'm not aging, I'm back from the dead. I'm just one age from now on. It's like that movie, what's that movie?
As you change seasons.
As I change seasons.
Yes.
What's that movie with Meryl Streep and Goldie Hawn and...
oh yeah, with the head turning?
Yeah.
She-Devil.
Is it She-Devil?
Isn't it?
I don't know. I'll put it in the credits for us.
I think so.
It's a good Halloween movie.
I think Roseanne's in that one too.
I thought of it before you came here too.
Okay.
I don't even know why.
Sorry
but anyway,
about that.
sorry. Yeah. So I'm not aging. I just want you guys to know that wrinkles are a big thing for me. I love Chardonnay and I hate wrinkles. And mezcal. I love mezcal.
Mezcal solves wrinkles.
But salinity, the point was that as I age, I tend to like more things with salinity in them, including wines. So I think that this kind of just speaks to me.
And this has become our most popular rather quickly, which is kind of fun. And I'll say I've seen it settle in glass.
I gotta find a new one then. I think
you do find in vidrio, right, some aging and maturing of the mezcals in glass. Not as much as in wine, but it is kind of fun. This is 94 proof as well.
I think it's really fun too, like how you see that it's like blends,
right.
You know, and that you put that on the label and you show the plant pictures and stuff. I think that people need to understand that it is a little, it's more complex than people realize that it is, and it's very much so like wine in that way.
Yes.
So for wine, like as you said, geeks, it's
We
fun
try
to build on
to
that.
walk that tightrope of not being too geeky and then definitely not being commercial or celebrity based.
It's so approachable though. This is so delicious.
I'm glad you like it and you appreciate how we're presenting the brands. Since I worked for Maker's Mark for about 12 years, we always wanted to bring a Maker's Mark of mezcal to the market. You know, single family, good story. You over deliver, I hope, with this product, or we do, and not charge, you know, an arm and a leg.
It's an excellent price point. It's an excellent price point. Speaking of which,
So this is of course the workhorse, right? But it's nice that Maegan
and
took in the two
you guys,
varieties.
this is not new to us necessarily, but this was a
Right.
second
Thank you for
wave
mentioning that as
of-
well. So we've had our 750 flask bottles, and we just launched this 375.
So the 750 looks like this, but it's in the clear.
And what's great about the 375, Maegan will talk about a little bit. You can really make some great cocktail kits. It's very affordably priced, and you can have a little party.
Oh, guess what? Baby bottle, my favorite.
We just launched that actually.
Baby
recently.
bottle. So yeah, so this is brand new. It's brand new to Square. It's brand new to the market.
And bartenders asked us for a liter bottle. They liked our product, so we responded and we did a liter.
And this actually works really well for us because, as John said, we do the cocktail kits. So we have the smoky margarita kit, which killed for us, that has
Glad to hear
Buho in it over the summer during quarantine, which comes with triple sec, bitters, and the Buho.
Great.
And so we have it's easy for our totes to put the liters in there. The baby bottles obviously make excellent stocking stuffers, or we can do mini cocktail kits. We have tons of 375s here. I did the Agave You My Heart with some higher end agave spirits like the Sotal and the Ricea
Nice.
and some things like that. But we have other 375s of different agave spirits,
Great.
like some aged tequilas
Yeah, like
and things like
agave
that.
adventure tequila.
That would be really fun to
Kit
do
would
like
be
a
kinda
mini
fun.
version
And
of
you can put a
that.
tequila in there too.
Yeah, exactly. So we could do like a signature one for you guys. That you can email me at tastings@squarewine.com. Super simple. But if you want to order anything, we can ship in New York State. www.squarewine.com. If you guys are not in Long Island City right now, or if you just want to partake, send this to friends and family that are missing out. You love this brand. I know Square Wine shoppers love this brand for a fact. This is definitely a workhorse for us because it is a great cocktailing mezcal.
And on that point, I have to say, you were so ahead of the times, especially out here in Queens, with the cocktail kits. I was fortunate enough to be pouring Saint Germain here at your grand opening, and you've always done a great job of simplifying, but also levitating and raising the sort of spirit bar here in Long Island City. So I salute you. With that in mind, let's talk about mixing it up a little.
Oh yeah.
I put a cocktail together. How do you like this fancy little thing? You know, that's how I get my wife when she's a little stewed. How about this, huh? Wow, you can mix master
That
class
looks
with the
gorgeous.
greatest of them. And you like my little garnish game here? I did the little like
Oh.
the kind of beat up COVID version of the jack-o'-lantern.
It is a jack-o'-lantern.
I
That's really
did
cute.
owling at the moon. It's very simple. I like
Yes.
simple. It's basically a Negroni, but I'm making a.
Do you know who taught me how to make
cider
simple cocktails?
Hi, how you doing? Yeah. I'm like, I have 3 fingers, just like the cartoon characters. I can't count up to 4. So I've got some apple cider in here, some El Buho, and some Q ginger. Q also a locally based product. Q drinks, very nice. Really simple. You can heat this up. You can put it on the rocks. Owling at the moon. You want to take a little sip of that
I
one?
do.
Apple and, as you can imagine, ginger go really well with the mezcal. Hot or cold?
Mmm.
How about this? I was really having some fun. I did a little like makeshift hollowed out. I'm feeling my inner
I
pumpkin.
think I left him alone for too long.
Yes, I think so. I'm feeling my inner Charlie Brown. The last thing I want to bring out to you folks is, you know, you got to get exotic, right? This is mezcal. I've got some sal de chapulines. Chapulines is grasshopper. So maybe this is the first time, maybe not. Maybe she's a grasshopper addict. I don't know. But there you go, Maegan.
I kind of am grasshopper addict.
Have a little bit of sal de chapulines. I would just take a sip. Actually, you know what? Let's go back. Take a sip of one of the mezcal straight, and then take a suck on that orange dipped into the sal de chapuline, and then take another sip and tell me what you think.
Does this prevent wrinkles?
It's also good at that.
Mm.
Grasshoppers, the new protein. Very traditional way of drinking the mezcal. You take an orange, dip it in some of the sal de gusano, which is worms, or sal de chapulines, which I like.
I was actually hoping that you would bring these.
Anything for you, my friend. Anything for you, including Gena Rowlands.
That sounds weird. I was hoping you would bring the grasshoppers, but
I'm hoping we can do a Gena Rowlands film festival. You know, she's like a Long Island City kind of gal. Anyway, Saldo Chapelini is available online. There's a really good company called Mitla, M-I-T-L-A. You can get it online. Just look up grasshopper salt. I think we covered a pretty good ground here. Oh, lest I also forget, Long Island City homeboys, the Hella Bitters, were added into our Owling at the Moon cocktail. We like local.
these guys are popping up in a lot of videos because we love local here. We love craft, and I don't know. I'm sorry. I just have to mention because I really like baby bottles. This is really cute.
Yeah, surprisingly enough, I love the local apple cider, but something about El Buho, it really zips with the Martinellis. So get your local apple cider if you want, you know, the regular unfiltered pressed.
Well, the only
or you
problem with
can
the
use
local is that it's got a shelf life.
It does,
So,
yeah.
like,
Sometimes it gets a little acidic.
Yeah, so that's,
Right.
that's like the only problem with
And I
that.
hate it when they don't, like, it gets acidic or they add the preservatives, and I don't like it either way.
You know, and we're in
It's gotta be like that day.
quarantine. We don't know what can happen, you know, at any time. So if like
Martinelli's. God bless our California compadres out there in the fires right now.
I don't like warm drinks, and not that I don't like warm drinks, but I love coffee. Everybody knows that. But I can totally see this warm.
Yeah,
It's delish.
and you get that, you get that nose. You can drop some star anise in there, maybe some cinnamon sticks. Well, this has been a lot of fun. I hope I haven't
Super
overextended my stay.
Of course not.
I'm gonna go out and try to save Gotham City, I think. But Long Island City's got it going on. I gotta say that.
Well, like I said, guys, pour one out for your homie. This is my homie. Thanks, buddy. Really
Good to be here.
appreciate it. Owl up, as John would say. Buho for life. Join us next time. Thanks, John.
You're very welcome. It's been an honor.
We'll see you guys next time.